So Stuart, last year I had the privilege of covering the Triumph Triple Challenge, and I fell in love with it as a race series, not only because it's real intimate family racing, and it is because a lot of people are starting off in their racing careers, but because everyone's on the same bike, it gives a real chance for the young talent to come through. Is that how you and why you incorporated it into British Superbikes?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, a lot of these one-make series, how it is all about sort of like the best rider because all the equipment is equal, but you can't dress it up any other way. That's exactly what it's designed for. Much of motorsport, car and motorcycle racing, there's always the slightly unknown factor that a better budget will get you better equipment, and the better equipment will in turn give you the better result. With something like TTC, it is absolutely the level playing field. That is absolutely what we intend with the championship, and what Tony Scott from T3 Racing started out all those years ago with a club race series. And I think really for us though, the bike is a massive part of it. I mean, it's great to have a British one-make series in the British Championship. The Triumph 675 looks fantastic, sounds uniquely different being the three-cylinder configuration, and provides great racing. Now in the third year of our current arrangement with Triumph, and certainly from our side we've got every intention of hoping we can extend way into the future. It's an established part of the MCBSB event programme. The public like it, we like it, TV viewers like it, everybody likes it, so let's continue.
No, brilliant. I mean, one of the big things you mentioned there as well is the support that Triumph give, because racing can be daunting. If you were turning up to your first race meeting in your van, you don't know where to go to get your bike checked, you don't know where you have to be for starting times, qualifying and everything else. The great thing about obviously the Triumph Triple Challenge, they have the Triumph Village, they have technicians and people on hand to help you out with the setup of your bike and the whole race process as well.
No, it's a big operation, and all credit to Triumph is that we've seen some of the manufacturers perhaps reducing their involvement in racing as the economic climate has been tough, and bike sales in general have taken a bit of a hit. But Triumph are playing on. They've got great models across all the range. But in terms of their racing activity, they're to be hugely complimented. It's not just the TTC. There's obviously the very important Young Guns program, which precedes the TTC. And then at the top of the scale, the factory level, if you like, Supersport team with the Smiths team with the defending champion. So on three levels, you've got this staircase, which is exactly what we were looking for Triumph to do, and they shared the vision so that we can take someone from even just coming out of probably off-road, or certainly in the junior levels of road racing. We monitor them. They get all the support from media activity through to fitness and the whole, so what it is to become an accomplished racer. Then they can then move into a nice comfortable one-make series where much of the facilities are provided for them, and that expertise and that surrounding of like-minded people in a very close-knit kind of racing community. And then for the best of the best, they get that extra opportunity which can take them on into the further levels of racing. And I think for every rider starting out, the ability to ride in, say, a factory-supported team in the British Supersport Championship on top-level Triumph equipment has got to be a good prize at the end of it.
So just a stone's throw away from Brands Hatch, you have T3 Racing's workshop, where all the Triumph Triple Challenge bikes are being prepared for the forthcoming season. And well, we've already had a play on one of these 675Rs. So come on then, Ali, answer the question on everyone's lips. Is it any good?
Yes, much better. This is the first bike in Fast Bikes magazine. It's scored 11 out of 10. So yeah, that gives you some idea of its ability.
So do you think this is the best ever race bike pretty much out of the box?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this bike was developed along with the race teams. Like you said, it won the British Supersport.
Yeah, last year, and took 7 in the top 10, so it wasn't just a fluke or one-off. The fact that Glenn Richards can really ride, this bike was destroying the other bikes in the paddock.
And like I said, the changes will be felt more by the faster riders, and the faster you go, the better it is.
So I'm here with the Triumph Triple Challenge Series Director and the boss of T3 Racing, Tony Scott. And Tony, just seeing what we thought of the 675R as a standard road bike, and it's pretty impressive. But you're making a few changes to these bikes for the Triumph Triple Challenge. What kind of things are you doing?
Well, as always, taking a road bike to a race bike, there's certain things that you've got to do in order to meet regulations, but thereafter you're just making it as best as you possibly can, or adapting it for the racetrack, I should say, is probably a better description. Been a different year this year because the 675R, you think it's a road bike. It is, but actually it's a race bike with road fairings on it. We were really quite shocked when we started looking at the specs of the forecoils that are in there, spring rates, etc. It's pretty much exactly where we would go if we were setting up a bike for somebody out of the crate.
What do you think of the racing this year? We've got a few people coming in from overseas, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, the championship has really taken a leap up this year. I think we're sitting on certainly plus 30 on the grid, closing on 35 runners. That's the highest number we've ever achieved. I think the new bike's got an awful lot to do with that. The press has, told everybody just about how exciting it is. You want to ride a great bike when you're racing, and I think that's certainly increased the number of people coming into the series this year. And for the first time, although we've had some South Africans come over, we now got Americans and we've got Spaniards coming over. So it kind of gives a real international feel to the championship. And that's first for us, so I'm really looking forward to that.
One of the biggest issues people have with racing, Tony, is obviously a lot of people think it's a bottomless pit and it can cost a lot of money, and it can do at certain levels. But the great thing about the Triumph Triple Challenge, from what I picked up from following it last year, is that actually you pay a set amount at the start of the year. There's no hidden costs, and that's it. You're racing, aren't you?
I mean, it's got to be fair to say, whatever way you want to look at racing, it's not a cheap hobby, is it? But then, having said that, I've been looking at a few others out there, and they get even more expensive than ours. So maybe we're not too bad. But TTC tries to offer a whole number of things. Apart from the environment, the support package that goes with it, we try to do it on an affordable cost. So this year, you can get a brand new bike, and all your tyres, your entry fees, and all 9 rounds of the TTC with everything that goes with that for $11,500 including VAT. Now, some people might argue with me, but that's club level money as far as I'm concerned. Good club level money. At least, and most of the riders that have come from club have looked at it exactly like that and gone, what, $11,500? I spend that at club racing. Why don't I want to go join the big lights of BSB and a championship where I really feel like I've got some status when I walk out of it?
I've got one favour to ask. Do you reckon we could chuck one on a dyno and see what it does?
Yeah, I think we can have a little look. We might not show you the power figures, but you can have a go.